Welcome, everyone. I'm Scott Goh-Davis, Solutions Architect at AppFire. Today, I will be walking you through how BigPicture can become the central nervous system for planning, executing, and governing your projects. By the end of this session, you'll understand not just what BigPicture can do, but how to measurably improve decision making, accountability, and return on investment across your project portfolio. First, we'll start with what makes AppFire's approach unique. Big Picture stands out from other portfolio management solutions in three distinct areas. First, it's 100% method agnostic. Whether you're using Agile, Waterfall, Hybrid, or any combination, Big Picture can handle them completely. Secondly, it does this in a way that provides a single source of the truth directly on top of Atlassian's platform. It's fully bidirectional with real time integration directly into Jira. And both of these lead to point number three: it's much faster to implement. On average, it takes about 1 to 2 months to get running with Big Picture versus many competitive solutions that take more on the order of 6 to 8 months. This approach yields numerous benefits with a solution that provides all key PPM features built in, tiered across standard and enterprise editions, as we'll see. In fact, with Big Picture Standard, you get access to the central Gantt charting and resource management modules needed to build out your complete project hierarchy, explore the impact of potential changes, and allocate resources accordingly and effectively. Let's see it in action. Starting with a standard Agile project, we're able to see the usual details within Jira, top-level metrics for Acme systems, as well as their current backlog, with some epics and target dates already identified. We can continue to map that out across sprints, or even across the resulting timeline. Atlassian's native features are great to get started. However, this quickly becomes too basic. Enter Big Picture. For additional PPM features, with Big Picture, you can extend Jira's functionality directly within Atlassian's platform. This enables a single source of the truth, regardless of the methodologies you utilize, from Agile to Waterfall, Hybrid to Safe, or any combination thereof. Here, we'll spin up a new view for Acme Systems as an Agile project. Now, we can see much more detail, all in a single view, including tasks, dates, and dependencies. Even better, surfacing the resulting critical path is done easily. I can spot the areas to monitor more closely simply by tracking all red items. We're now ready to make some adjustments, but first, it's a good idea to create a baseline. This provides another visual reference to indicate the impact of changes compared to our starting point. For example, when I change the duration of this task, I can see the full domino effect. Much of this is due to the dependencies between tasks that guide Big Picture in automatically adjusting the timeline. There are several dependency types. As you select one from the list, you can also preview how it will operate. I've used start to start here. End to start is also quite common. All of these dictate how future changes are propagated throughout the system. Similarly, the various dates are rolled up into an epic as driven by its scheduling mode. Auto bottom up means that the child tasks establish the boundaries and the parent inherits them. Auto top down is the opposite. If desired, fully manual or locked items can be used as well. So far, we've been operating on live data. Any changes in Big Picture occur in Jira straight away. You can see this in every item's history. For more complex modeling, we can also use a scenario to batch these up. Let's quickly undo our edit and create this instead. Now, we have a sandbox in which to make multiple changes without affecting Jira until we're ready. As I model out a few updates, I can see the full scope held in reserve and inspect all of the associated pending edits. I can now apply these all at once by submitting merge to live or leave them aside to finalize later. And that's exactly what we'll do. Leave these aside and return to the actual live version. You can easily explore various what-if scenarios when desired without impacting your primary timeline until you're ready. Already, we've seen advanced dependency tracking, critical path visibility, baseline reference markers, and scenario-based modeling, the core elements of an effective PPM solution. Combining that with the ability to pull data from multiple Jira projects via their spaces, boards, filters, or standard JQL makes AppFire's approach unique. And this is whether you're using Agile, Waterfall, Hybrid, or Safe, or again, any combination. Just configure it, and we'll track it for you. BigPicture is designed to be 100% method agnostic. In fact, you can even build out a hierarchy across these for a cohesive program-based view. Here, both Waterfall and Agile projects render on the same Gantt chart as needed. This is particularly crucial when looking at our final PPM aspect, the impact of resources and availability. As an example, we've just been informed by our CMO that there's now a marketing push related to this project for April 2nd. First, we'll use a marker to flag this, as it's not in any plan of ours. However, checking my tasks for that month, I cannot bring some forward, even though there appears to be buffer. What's happening? Well, it's time to look at resource allocations. Here, we see someone is overloaded, but the tasks seem appropriate across a couple of weeks, so we'll need to keep digging. Every individual in BigPicture has their maximum capacity established by two elements, a workload plan and a holiday plan. Here we have a few of each, some on default and some just for our office in South Korea. Standard hours are set by the work plan. You can create additional ones for other teams and/or locations, and this yields the average weekly capacity. Holidays are deducted from the work plan to accurately project availability. These can be added manually or synchronized from an external system. The two plans combine per individual and are coupled with any of their absences, also manual or synchronized, as we have here. With all of this in place, now we understand why our team member on this task has limited working time during our target week. To resolve, we'll reallocate things to another person. Much better. Returning to our Gantt chart, let's now pull forward those tasks needed by the CMO. Perfect. All set now. Using BigPicture in just several minutes, we've worked directly in Jira to provide, again, dependency tracking, critical path visibility, baseline reference markers, scenario-based modeling, and full resource planning. All the core PPM features needed, all directly on Atlassian's platform. With BigPicture Enterprise, you get access to additional modules for OKRs, priorities, risks, and financials. Think of it as an expansion pack. Once activated, the new modules appear as part of the existing structure. Objectives management lets you manage objectives and key results within the OKR framework. This is perfect for project managers, team leads, and executives who want to track progress and ensure that initiatives contribute to broader objectives. Now that you're executing projects efficiently in BigPicture or doing things right, it's time to consider how to ensure that your teams are also doing the right things. In other words, time to explore Big Picture's modules for strategic portfolio management. First up, we'll start by having a look at OKRs. With this module, you'll be able to link any work item to measurable business outcomes. This happens by categorizing things across three new dimensions that we'll need to configure, such as strategic themes. These are high-level, long-term strategic focus areas that guide organization-wide strategic decisions. Objectives. Objectives are ambitious, qualitative, and inspirational. They define what needs to be achieved. Key results. These are measurable, quantitative metrics that determine how you track progress toward an objective. As always, Big Picture provides these layers directly on top of your existing work in Jira. Here, I can view a straight line from each item and how it contributes to larger company objectives. With this new structure in place, I can now review progress over time at each level. Starting with key results, we can see the related updates, the current level of progress, and how things are tracking to a linear progression for reference. These are all adjustable as needed. Similarly, updates themselves can be made directly in line manually or configured to occur automatically based on the status of all underlying work items. Of course, these statistics will roll up to each level within the OKR framework, helping you square team-driven priorities with company-driven objectives. And while a table-based view is great for providing updates, when monitoring overall status, a progress dashboard is even better. Here, you can immediately spot the top metrics across all OKRs, successes in the last week, as well as anything off track or at risk, including a full trend line. The progress dashboard typically becomes a primary reference point for various stakeholders. For those keen to focus on a single strategic area at a time, there's a report for that too, allowing you to dive deeper into one theme. That way, you can lean into areas that matter most, whether process related or budget centric. Additionally, strategic prioritization allows teams to organize and rank initiatives using built-in or custom prioritization templates. This is ideal for portfolio managers who need a streamlined way to prioritize strategic initiatives across the organization and ensure alignment with their long-term goals. Let's have Chris cover this topic.
In this video, we will show you how you can use the Priorities module to prioritize tasks, whole projects, and initiatives represented by big picture boxes and goals using popular or custom templates. Once you're in a box with tasks and scope, expand the module switcher and go to the Priorities module. You'll see three tabs: Tasks, where you can prioritize individual Jira work items added to the box you're in; Boxes, where you can prioritize all child boxes of the box you're in. Child boxes are usually containers for some parts of your portfolios, projects, or initiatives; and Goals, where you can prioritize objectives, key results, and strategic themes from the OKR module linked to the box you're in. You can prioritize all those elements without leaving the Priorities module. Each tab displays a list of elements on the left and a list of prioritization metrics on the right. To narrow down a list of visible elements, use filters from the top menu. In our example, we're filtering tasks by the stories. Remember that the available filters will vary depending on the selected tab. You can customize a prioritization template at any time. Click Configuration. Let's select one of our predefined prioritization templates or create your own template. For example, you can leverage the simple yet powerful Eisenhower matrix or opt for the robust, fully customizable balanced scorecard template to effectively prioritize and manage your goals. The template you choose will be consistently applied across all tasks, boxes, and goals. When you complete all metrics for a given task, box, or goal, the priority score will be calculated automatically. Remember that you can easily sort by the priority score. Moreover, you can analyze priorities by visualizing them in the priority matrix, where tasks are plotted into 4 quadrants. If you hover over a priority circle, you'll see all the key information. You can also customize the matrix settings. To gain more insight, refer to the tables below, which display tasks in each priority quadrant. Remember, you can track your priorities in other big picture modules. For example, when you're in the Gantt module and want to ensure your team is working on the most important things, switch to the priorities column view at the top. What's more, you can update priority score details without leaving the Gantt module. For boxes, you can add the priority score column in the Overview module to easily track prioritized boxes and make any changes right away. To sum up, the Priorities module brings clarity and focus to your work, helping you stay aligned with your long-term goals and ensuring the entire company is focusing on what matters most.
The Risk Management module in Big Picture Enterprise empowers organizations to identify, assess, and proactively mitigate risks at every level, from strategic portfolios to individual projects directly within Jira. It eliminates scattered risk tracking in spreadsheets or external tools, providing a single source of truth for risk oversight that's embedded into portfolio management workflows. For more, we'll go back to Chris.
With the new Risk Management module, you can register, assess, and prioritize risks without leaving Big Picture Enterprise. The module lets you create unlimited risk registers, making it easy to categorize risks by type, category, or nature. It also simplifies managing risk assessments across different teams. When creating a risk register, you can choose from 4 predefined risk templates to suit different business needs. The templates differ in the size of the matrix and risk level setup. When you select a risk register from the list, you'll be taken to the Risks table, where you can track all risks within the selected register. This view lets you apply filters to narrow the results, customize the table by adding columns, generate reports, and create new risks without leaving the module. Enhance the Risks table by choosing additional columns. With this feature, you can better understand each risk without accessing the risk details in Jira separately. To adjust the risk score formula, go to Settings. You can tweak the existing score formula or create a new one from scratch using the metrics defined in the template. Before making any changes, ensure all necessary metrics have been added to the template. Moreover, you can create multiple calculations for a single risk register, making it easier to analyze risks from various perspectives, for example, business and development. With the risk reports, you will get a high-level overview of your risks, broken down by risk levels. You can easily identify your risks using a risk matrix, evaluate risk levels on the pie chart, break them down by status category, or determine risks raised over time. Start using the Risk Management module to take control of your risks with powerful and customizable tools.
Thanks, Chris. Finally, the Financial Management module tracks estimated and actual project costs within Jira, providing real-time visibility at both the initiative and portfolio levels. This is useful for portfolio managers and financial managers who need to streamline cost tracking processes without relying on external tools or spreadsheets. In addition to fine-tuning how work is prioritized, tracking the associated finances within Big Picture is key for effective strategic portfolio management. This module in Big Picture bridges project execution and financial control by tracking budgets, actual costs, and forecasts directly within Jira. First, effort is translated into costs using hours or story points across the entire company or team by team, multiplied by the currency and rate that you specify. This is subsequently applied across all work for the project, having start dates scheduled within the selected period. we're looking at the current year here. A full breakdown of actual, remaining, and total cost figures are shown for each matching JIRA item. Additionally, custom expenses can be tracked where needed. These are then visualized both in terms of percentage total as well as over time. In fact, we can select any point in this chart to display more details and any milestones desired. This is flanked by top-line metrics on the left for total budget and cost, actual and remaining, with CapEx and OpEx highlighted on the right. When moving from a project to a portfolio level view, a similar report displays across my entire remit, with one new page available. The cost variance report allows me to stay across significant changes in work estimation over time for secondary conversations where required. In other words, no more budgeting surprises. The financials module in BigPicture is used to gain real-time automated financial oversight of JIRA projects by integrating budget tracking, cost forecasting, and time tracking data. It enables portfolio managers to track actual versus planned spending, all in a single visual interface running within Atlassian's platform. Regardless of your size, preferred methodologies, or time frame, BigPicture will grow with you, allowing for a natural evolution and return on investment across your complete project portfolio. Start with BigPicture standards straight away and add the enterprise modules when you're ready. In fact, for those on Atlassian's cloud, you can spin up a 30-day trial in just a few minutes. Locate BigPicture on Atlassian's marketplace or simply scan the QR code here to get started. With that, it's now time for questions.